So the TLDR of this video is that the lack of memory frags has made it very difficult to enhance, especially high-level boss gear. This difficulty in enhancing is a real problem because the game is basically designed around continuously enhancing your gear to become as strong as possible. The lack of memory frags also shows a different problem with the game, which is that memory frags are a pointless secondary currency designed to obfuscate a key factor of the game and force players to buy artisans' memories. Memory fragments could easily be replaced with just using silver at the blacksmith or having more ways to be obtained rather than just having to use the disco ball relic shard runs or hope to God you'll get enough for your items from marketplace sniping and daily logins. Anyways, here's the actual video. Hey guys, so today's video is on memfrags. Now everyone knows what memfrag is. It's just a simple item worth 750,000 silver at max that restores an item's durability. We mostly use it for repairing boss gear. One memory frag gives 1 durability, and if you use artisan's memories from the shop, you can use 1 memory frag for 3 durability. Now, there is currently a problem in Black Desert, and this problem is the memfrag draught. If you go to the enhancement tab of the market, you can see that there are 17,000 armor blackstones, 23,500 weapon blackstones, tons of various reform stones, everything you need to enhance armor, except for sharps and hards, which you can get from gathering, and that most people can stock up on during the various events and boxes that drop them fairly easily, and memfrags. And memfrags are probably the most important part of upgrading boss gear, because for every sharp or hard that you use when trying to upgrade boss gear, you will need 10 memory frags to repair it. And that's not even counting when you need to upgrade the gear to plus 15 in the first place. Because getting the plus 15, usually, at least for me, fails more getting a boss gear to plus 15 than it does getting it to duo or try. Just because getting it to plus 15 is ridiculously difficult. I believe that I failed almost 200 times getting my Kazarka to plus 15, and my Begs is at about 120 times. My Muskins is about 40 or 50, but it's not even at plus 10 yet, so... Or sorry, not at plus 12 yet. Been a while since I last looked at my Muskins. And here's the other problem. Memfrags don't go up on the marketplace often enough anymore. So memory fragments are the biggest bottleneck in enhancing right now. If you want to enhance boss gear, which you really want to because boss gear is the end game for all your characters, then you need lots and lots of memory fragments. I just used all of mine to repair my Beg's glove so I could push for duo. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, so yeah, I'm out of memory frags for now. And the only way to get memory fragments is to use relic shards. You can go and do relic shard farming groups. Scrolls, relic shards. There's plenty of different types of variants of the scrolls. I want to say they're a consumable. Yeah, here they are. And even those, you can see there's a very limited supply on the marketplace right now. There's 1,300 scrolls in ancient languages, but they cost 1.9 million each, which is insane. Only 35 forbidden books, which is still 1.3 million. And there were just 2 relic shards, but they're all gone now, and they're also at 1.3 million. And making your money back is technically possible on the forbidden books and the memory fragments, but it takes hours of work to do it. You don't get that many memory frags anyways. And it's just such a tedious pain in the ass to do. So, realistically, the problem is that because memory frags are the bottleneck and we have no access to memory fragments right now, people are getting stuck at their enhancement levels. It doesn't matter if you have 1 billion liquid silver if you cannot get memory fragments without liquid silver. It is currently completely unconvertible into memory fragments unless you're willing to just camp the marketplace and hope to God that you can snipe some memory fragments. Or, you could fire up Netflix on a second monitor and basically just kind of zone out while trying to do relic frag runs. But that's really not any fun at all, and a lot of people that I know have just started refusing to enhance until we get memory fragments. Personally, I don't do relic frag runs just because I really hate disco. That stupid disco ball, waiting for the boss's animations to summon that only to get one shot, and then doing it all over again multiple times for just a few memory fragments is such a pain to do. And having this bottleneck and with no good way to really earn memory fragments really hurts the game. Like, I want to enhance. Like, I have earned all my boss gear except for my Dim Tree Spirit Armor now, and my Dandelion, but that's a separate matter. I'm at the point where I'm basically telling myself I could pre-order boss gear rather than have to suffer through enhancing it. But I don't, as a very cheap person, I really hate the idea of paying several hundred million more than the item is technically worth just to get it. So I haven't started doing that yet. But realistically, yeah, the lack of memory fragments is really hurting Black Desert. And there's a number of really easy solutions they could implement that would really just solve the memory fragment problem. At this point, it's really feeling like the reason for the lack of memory fragments is so they can sell more Artisan's Memories. Because at 50 pearls a pop, or 4,000 pearls for 100, Artisan's Memories is probably the most pay-to-win aspect in the game. This will earn someone so much more silver in total than selling outfits will, than most other activities in the game that you can use the Pearl Shop for will ever do, just because of how many memory fragments you save and how costly memory fragments are in the first place. It costs 75 million silver to fully repair a 0 durability boss gear. 75 million silver. The boss gear itself only costs 95 million silver. That is a ridiculous price. But we put up with it because it's how the game works. But the fact that we can't even choose to repair our gear right now because of the lack of memory frags really, really hurts. So some of the easiest solutions they could implement would be, probably the easiest solution in the game right now, add memory fragments to the drop lists of several things. Let Hunter's Seals be exchanged for memory fragments. I mean, they only just recently added Armor Reform Stones to Hunter's Seals, which is why we have so many in the market now. So that's a really easy one, especially because we already get Hunter's Seals for doing memory frag farming with the relic shards, with the disco runs. So that's a pretty easy one. Add memory fragments as just a random drop, similar to Blackstones from all monsters. I mean, we still often run out of Blackstones when there's no Blackstone events, or when there's events that allow us to enhance more easily. And by enhance more easily, I mean shard events, black shard events, events where there's increased rate of relic crystal shards dropping so we can get more memory fragments. When events like this come around, Blackstones kind of disappear, and often in Blackstones can be a problem, but Blackstones have several really easy ways to earn them. Like, I have several thousand Blackstone, or several hundred. That's not all my Blackstones. Most of my Blackstones actually right now are in the inventories of various alts in the forms of the little 5 drop bags. I don't know on this guy right now, that you get from the Night Vendor, because I roll Night Vendor a lot, and I get a lot of the packs of Blackstones. That is another thing they should do. If they would add packs of 3 memory fragments for, say, 2 million silver, maybe 1.8, give us a decent discount to the Night Vendor, all of a sudden the amount of memory fragments would be higher. It wouldn't be enough, but it would still be way higher. Just because a lot of people do roll the Night Vendor, get unlucky, and that's how we get a lot of the supply for stuff like the blue weapons that you can usually see on the market. Those usually come from the Night Vendor. So that's another fairly easy option. A third option would just be do away with memory fragments altogether. Like, why do we need memory fragments? Memory fragments is a useless secondary currency to obfuscate the fact that they are charging us way more silver than we really should have to be paying to repair our items, and so that they can use Artisan's Memories to just sell us a pearl item to do something that should be a basic game feature. Like, most games, you just repair for gold or silver. Like, you spend the primary currency and you repair it. Like, maximum durability loss, if it is a thing, it should just be something that costs 10 or 100 times more than repairing a normal loss of durability would. Like, we already have repairs for durability. And I suppose at this rate I should be thanking Pearl Abyss for not forcing us to lose maximum durability anytime a weapon or armor gets damaged. But the fact that maximum durability loss is a thing is already bad enough. We should not have to be paying so much extra silver just to enhance, especially when enhancement already costs a lot. Every fail stack has a minimum price of 210,000 silver, just because that's how armor costs. I suppose if you want to be pedantic, you could say that fail stacks can cost a lot, can be a lot cheaper if you use a pair of green accessories to fail stack, but you can only do that for the first 3 to 5 fail stacks, and that's pretty unreliable anyways. And it's a pain in the ass. I've been saying that a lot this video, just because it's true, and enhancing in general is a pain in the ass, but it's made worse by the difficulty to get the items to enhance, the expenses of enhancing, and the difficulty of getting the items you use to enhance these difficult to enhance items. Like, drawing away from memory frags for a moment, let's take a step back and look at what enhancing in this game is like for boss gear. So first you have to obtain the boss gear. That is probably one of the most difficult steps until you're trying to go for Tet or above, Tet or Pen, just because getting boss gear means you either have to spend hundreds of millions of silver to get the boss gear, unless it's Begs, in which case it's like 130 million. Get lucky on the night vendor and roll the item you need. So that means you go to the night vendor and he offers you the weapon for your class or the armor. And with the amount of boss gears diluting the pool, that's getting harder than ever. Or finally, you get lucky and get it as a drop from the world boss itself. But that has a very low chance of happening, right? Like, I've farmed the world bosses quite often since I started the game. I think I've gotten like 2 drops ever. So, I mean, it's pretty difficult to rely on doing the world bosses to get a drop. And of course, you can say, oh, but they drop the auras. Yes, but it takes forever to farm the auras, right? Like, getting 100 auras, that takes a long time. You cannot farm for a week and get auras. You can farm for a week, grind for a week, get the money to put an expensive pre-order down, but you can't farm for a week to get enough auras to get your Dandy or get your Kazarka or whatever else you need. Does Karanda even drop auras? I don't farm Karanda. So first, getting the boss gear is the problem. Second, you need to get the items to enhance the boss gear, because for weapon and Blackstone's armors are pretty easy to get, but the higher up you go, the more and more fail stacks you get. And it's easy enough to get weapon and armor Blackstones when you're enhancing to plus 10, because you don't need any fail stacks to get to plus 7, and you don't need more than like 10 fail stacks to get to plus 8, 9, or even 10. But once you get around there, you need 12, 15, 20-ish fail stacks just to have a decent chance of success. So that starts to cost money, especially if you get unlucky and your items keep enhancing. If I just quickly look at my storage here, you can see I've got 3 different plus 15 gears that I've been using for enhancing, that I said fuck it after they enhanced for the 3rd time in a row before plus 15, and stopped enhancing for the night, and that was just 2 days ago. Getting enough armor stones for that can, during some times, not right now because we have enough Blackstones, but a lot of the times can be quite a chore if you've worked through your supply already on a previous piece of gear and haven't farmed enough up because there hasn't been an event or you just haven't been grinding enough recently. So getting those is annoying. And then, of course, there's getting shards and hards, which is a separate matter entirely. So getting those can be difficult as well. Finally, once you've failed enough and you need to repair your items' max durability, you need another form of currency in memory fragments, because no one in their right goddamn mind is going to use duplicate boss gears to repair a boss gear. Repairing a gear with another piece of gear restores 10 pieces of that gear's maximum durability. Now that's fine and dandy for green gears, which costs on average about 100 to 300,000 each, but when it comes to boss gear, which costs 95 million for almost all of them, with the exception of like Red Nose. All of a sudden, you are looking at 35 million for 3 durability. And that is not really a price most people would pay. 9.5 million per 1 piece of durability. And that's if you get lucky and snipe the boss gear. If you have to buy the boss gear, what would be market value if it wasn't for Black Desert's market system, it would probably cost you upwards of 15 to 20 million per durability if you tried to use boss gear to repair a piece of boss gear, which means you are stuck with memory fragments. And we don't have memory fragments, because coming back to the point of this video, there are not enough memory fragments, and there are not enough ways to get memory fragments. Blackstones have been given multiple ways of acquiring Blackstones throughout the game. If you want to get Blackstones, you can obtain them as a drop from any monster in the world through grinding. Well, at least any normal monster. I believe sheep and others don't actually drop Blackstones except during events when they're added to the loot tables of every monster. So just grinding naturally, you will earn Blackstones. It's normally at the rate of about 5 to 10 an hour without an event, but that's still gaining Blackstones. During events, it's more at the rate of 10 to 30 an hour, depending on your luck. So farming is the easy way. Then you can specifically farm for Hunter's Seals, so these, which let you exchange Blackstones. You can use refineries to get Blackstones. You can... There's just tons of ways to get Blackstones, right? Like, getting Blackstones can be a pain, but you can farm them fairly easily. You can camp them on the marketplace fairly easily, even during Blackstone droughts, just because if you just go to special deals, like 30 will go up every minute or so, every 2 or 3 minutes, like another 30 or 40 will go up, and then you can just press one time to steal them from all the other players trying to get them. You could slowly camp the marketplace for them. There's so many ways to get Blackstones. Memory fragments, you either farm relic scrolls or you camp the marketplace. That is all you can really do. And it really sucks. It's a pointless bottleneck in a system that already has numerous other bottlenecks. It's unnecessarily expensive, and it's really just replacing a game mechanic that shouldn't exist. Like as I said, repairing should be something that you pay an NPC and they charge you silver for. It should not have another currency associated with it, especially when you're already using another currency to enhance, right? And not just another currency, multiple types of other currencies, because you switch currency types once you get to plus 15. Now you have to use the currency that costs, I'm trying to think actually how much it costs, 10 times as much? Yeah, like 10 times as much. Almost 15 times as much if you're looking at weapon stones. It's just a pointless system that really needs some either enhancements or tune-ups or something to change. Because right now, it sucks. It really just, it sucks. The entire point of this game, for most people, is to have a continuous grind, always leveling up their character, getting stronger, getting more powerful. And of course, you know, it's a sandbox game, so you can say, oh, life skilling and fishing and exploration are why I play this game. And sure, but even if you're a life skiller or an explorer or something, you do need gear levels just to be able to be safe enough. Even if you stay at 49s, you can't be PvP'd. If you want to go to certain places, there will still be monsters there if you want to explore them, or if you want to fish in various pools around the world. So you do need to enhance gear, and enhancing gear is pretty much what this game is about, right? Like, it's about always getting stronger, always becoming more powerful, becoming stronger than other players, being able to defeat other players, fighting for your spot, being able to defeat monsters faster. And when they remove the items you need to become more powerful, it kind of loses its meaning, because without those items, there's no way to get more powerful, and there's not really much of a reason to play the game. And sure, you can just say, oh, just pre-order. But like I said before, pre-ordering costs a lot of silver. And unless you have the fuck tons of silver required to pre-order items at the enhancement levels that you want to keep, you're going to have to enhance yourself. Or, alternatively, pre-order like one item a month. So you have this weird dichotomy where you've got like a Tet Dandelion, and then a bunch of plus 15 green gear. Maybe duo green gear or something. And then next month you get your Tet Kazarka. Because earning the billion or more silver required to pre-order those Tets is, it takes a while. I mean, you could grind all week for several hours a day to earn a billion silver. But, you know, you could also, like, cut your arms off and experience the same level of pain and self-loathing after you're done with it. In the end, memory fragments are a pointless bottleneck in a system already governed with a bunch of bottlenecks and other pointless currencies. And at least Blackstones, you can say, well, you know, they're not a pointless currency. They're thematically appropriate to lore-wise to enhance your gear. But memory fragments should really either just not exist or be way cheaper and way easier to earn. Like, it's at the point where the attendance award that gives me 5 memory fragments is one of my favorite things to earn every month, just because those 5 memory fragments are like half the memory frags I'm going to be earning for whatever week I get them in. It's that terrible at getting memory fragments. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like I said, memory fragments, there's numerous ways they could really just improve the system. The best way would just be to have us pay silver to the blacksmith and have the blacksmith repair the max durability item right away. Second best would just be to give us a bunch more avenues to earn memory fragments. Hunter's seals, having them as drops from loot tables, having them as drops from fishing. Whatever the way that they would decide to implement them, it would all be better than what we have now with just 1 or 2 ways to get them. And finally, just at the very minimum, adding the Night Vendor like they did when they made the Armor Stones and Weapon Stones bundles. Just add memory fragments to the Night Vendor, and just at least we'll have more coming into the economy than we have now. And it wouldn't exactly solve all our problems, but any of these methods would at least be a welcome change to giving us enough memory fragments to really start enhancing again. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.